Sardines are small fish that live in large schools and are often caught by trawling. One of the most popular forms of fishing today. The process of catching sardine by trawling takes place at sea, where schools of fish are concentrated, often during the spawning or migratory season. First, fishermen will use fish-finding equipment such as sonar or radar to locate the school of fish. After detection, the ship will lower the net to the bottom or middle layer of the sea depending on the depth at which the sardines appear. The trawl usually has a wide mouth, two net wings that open wide due to the water force and speed of the ship, helping to collect the fish into the net bag behind. The ship will move at a steady speed for a certain period of time to collect the required amount of fish. Then the net is pulled up by a mechanical winch system. When the net is brought onto the ship, the sardines will be dumped into the holding compartment, preliminarily classified and immediately refrigerated to maintain freshness. The trawling method is highly effective because it can catch large quantities in a short time. But it requires precise boat and net control techniques, and compliance with regulations on protecting aquatic resources to avoid overexploitation and protect the marine environment. In addition to technical factors, catching sardines by trawling also depends a lot on the experience of the fishermen and weather conditions at sea. On calm days, with good visibility and little wind, identifying and approaching schools of fish becomes easier, helping to increase productivity. Fishermen often divide into many teams, coordinating closely to control the boat, release and retrieve the net smoothly, avoiding tearing the net or letting the fish escape. After each fishing trip, equipment such as nets, winches, and preservation systems must be checked and maintained to ensure effective operation for the following trips. For large vessels, sardines can be processed on the spot after being loaded onto the vessel, such as cleaning, freezing or pressing for oil, creating added value for the product. Although trawl fishing for sardines provides a stable income for many coastal fishermen, it also poses many risks due to the impact of storms, work accidents and fluctuations in fish stocks due to overexploitation or changes in habitat. Therefore, the application of science and technology to fishing, along with compliance with regulations on seasons and fishing gear, are important factors to ensure sustainable development of the sardine industry and protect the marine ecosystem. In addition, to improve fishing efficiency and protect sardine resources, many coastal localities have implemented strict fisheries management measures. Fishing vessels are required to register and install satellite positioning devices, VMS, to control their journeys and fishing activities at sea, avoiding fishing in the wrong areas and at the wrong times. Some temporary fishing ban areas have also been established during the sardine spawning season to facilitate the recovery of this species. At the same time, fishermen are also trained in marine conservation. Using environmentally friendly fishing gear and complying with fishing quotas. In addition to fishing, many places have also invested in technology for farming and breeding sardine in the marine environment or in cages, in order to proactively source raw materials for processing and reduce pressure on natural fishing. Thanks to these efforts, the sardine trawl fishing industry not only maintains an important role in the livelihoods of coastal people but also contributes to ensuring food security, developing the marine economy and protecting natural resources in a sustainable manner. After being caught, sardine not only serves domestic consumption but is also an export item with high economic value. with rich nutritional content, especially omega-3, protein and essential minerals. Sardines are popular in many international markets such as Japan, Korea and European countries. At fishing ports, after the ships dock, sardines will be quickly transported to processing plants, depending on the purpose of use. Fish can be cleaned, steamed, canned, dried, or produced into fish sauce, fish oil and fish meal. This value chain creates jobs for thousands of workers in the fields of fishing, transporting, processing and exporting seafood. However, to ensure product quality and maintain reputation in the international market, controlling food hygiene and safety, traceability and compliance with international standards are mandatory. In addition, local authorities and competent agencies also need to strengthen monitoring of fishing activities, strictly handle acts of using prohibited fishing gear, overexploitation or violating the sea area. It can be seen that sardine fishing by trawlers is an economic activity with great potential. But for sustainable development, there needs to be synchronous coordination between fishermen, businesses and the state in managing, investing and protecting marine resources. In the future, modernizing sardine fishing by trawlers will be an inevitable trend to improve labor productivity and minimize negative impacts on the marine environment. Traditional fishing vessels are gradually being replaced by steel-hulled vessels equipped with powerful engines, GPS positioning systems, fish-finding radars and automatic net control equipment, helping fishermen work more safely and efficiently even in adverse weather conditions. At the same time, the application of digital technology to fisheries management such as production monitoring software, electronic logbooks or resource warning systems also plays an important role in controlling production and protecting resources. Along with the modernization process, training and improving skills for fishermen are also focused on. Training programs on equipment operation skills, first aid at sea, and knowledge of marine conservation are organized periodically, helping fishermen adapt to new requirements of the industry. In addition, the development of co-management models between fishing communities and local authorities is being widely implemented, aiming to raise awareness of protecting aquatic resources. Sharing benefits fairly and promoting self-awareness in legal exploitation. If these solutions are implemented synchronously and sustainably, the sardine trawl fishing industry will not only develop stably but also contribute significantly to the country's strategy for developing a blue, sustainable and responsible marine economy. Furthermore, in the context of increasingly evident climate change, the sardine fishing industry is also facing new challenges. Changes in seawater temperature, salinity, currents and the decline in habitat quality have caused unpredictable fluctuations in the migration and distribution of sardines. This requires fishermen to regularly update fishing ground forecast information, combined with scientific data to choose the right time and location to fish, avoiding wasting fuel costs and effort. Some modern fishing vessels are also integrated with marine environmental sensors, allowing data to be collected directly and sent to the control center, thereby providing timely recommendations to the fleets operating offshore. On the other hand, to reduce the pressure on natural resources, Diversifying fishermen's livelihoods, such as developing coastal community tourism, aquaculture, small-scale seafood processing or participating in marine conservation programs, is also being encouraged. This not only helps reduce over-reliance on fishing but also contributes to increasing income, improving life and stabilizing coastal society. It can be said that the sardine fishing industry by trawlers is entering an important transition period, both preserving traditional values and flexibly adapting to modern demands, thereby affirming its irreplaceable role in the country's fisheries economy. In addition, to increase the value of the sardine production chain, many localities and businesses have invested in brand development and trade promotion, turning sardine from a common seafood into a high-value specialty product on the market. Sardine products such as canned sardines, braised sardines, sardines in tomato sauce, or fried sardines are all beautifully packaged, ensuring food hygiene and safety and suitable for modern consumer tastes. Sea festivals, local product introduction programs and international fairs are also opportunities to promote the sardine fishing industry and attract the attention of domestic and foreign investors. Not only stopping at the economic field, sardine also has cultural value for many fishing communities. In their minds, sardine is the fish that feeds the whole village, associated with generations of ancestors drifting at sea. Stories, legends, folk songs about the sardine season, about the first trips to sea in the year or the sea god worship ceremony to pray for calm seas and abundant fish also enrich the spiritual life of coastal residents. Therefore, preserving and developing the sardine fishing industry by trawlers is not only an economic responsibility, but also a way to preserve a part of the nation's precious marine cultural heritage. In the context of increasingly deep international integration, improving quality, applying technology, sustainable management and preserving traditional identity are the ways for the sardine fishing industry to continue to develop strongly, contributing to the common prosperity of the Vietnamese seafood industry. Finally, for the trawl fishing industry to develop comprehensively and sustainably, there needs to be close coordination between authorities at all levels, research institutes, businesses and the fishing community itself. The state needs to continue to improve support policies such as preferential loans to build and upgrade fishing vessels, support insurance for accidents and occupational risks at sea, and invest in fishing port infrastructure, cold storage, and concentrated processing areas to facilitate the preservation, consumption and export of products. Fisheries research institutes need to step up monitoring of fluctuations in sardine resources, research biological characteristics, seasons and migration trends to provide a scientific basis for planning fishing grounds and recommending reasonable exploitation output. Processing and exporting enterprises also need to commit to stable product purchases, invest in modern technology, improve quality and build the Vietnamese sardine brand in the international market. On the fisherman's side, raising awareness of protecting the ocean, complying with the law on seafood exploitation and proactively accessing new science and technology are key factors. When all parties are united and act towards a common goal, sardine fishing by trawlers will not only bring immediate economic benefits, but also become an important pillar in the strategy of developing a blue ocean economy, an inevitable and promising direction for the country in the future. In addition to domestic efforts, expanding international cooperation also plays an important role in developing the sardine fishing industry effectively and sustainably. Vietnam can learn from the experiences of countries with developed fisheries such as Japan, Norway or Iceland, where marine resource management is carried out very scientifically. Strictly and transparently, through cooperation programs, technology transfer, human resource training and technical assistance, Vietnamese fishermen can access the latest advances in the field of fishing, preserving and processing fish. At the same time, compliance with international agreements on fisheries and commitments to combat illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, IUU, also helps Vietnam enhance its reputation in the global market, creating more favorable conditions for exporting seafood, especially to demanding markets such as the EU or the United States. Developing the sardine fishing industry is not only a technical or economic issue, but also an important link in the chain of actions towards sustainable development of marine resources, food security and livelihoods for millions of coastal people. With available potential, right investment and a spirit of constant innovation, the sardine trawl fishing industry will certainly continue to develop strongly. Contributing to affirming the position of the Vietnamese seafood industry on the regional and world marine economic map. Not only that, the development of sardine trawl fishing also opens up opportunities for experiential tourism associated with marine culture, a new and promising direction. In some coastal areas such as Quang Ninh, Phan Hoa or Binh Thuan, the community tourism model is gradually taking shape, where tourists can follow the boat out to sea with fishermen, witness the process of dropping and collecting nets, participate in processing, enjoy specialties from sardine right on the boat or in the fishing village. These activities not only create a unique experience for tourists, but also help increase income for fishermen, diversify livelihoods and preserve the beauty of traditional coastal culture. Fishing festivals, sea worship rituals, singing, bar trao, or folk stories associated with the sardine season are also included in tourism activities, contributing to preserving and spreading the cultural identity of Vietnam Sea. From that, it can be seen that the sardine fishing profession by trawlers is not simply a resource exploitation activity, but also a point of intersection between economics, science, culture and nature conservation. Each ship going out to sea not only carries the hope of a full catch of fish, but also carries the faith, courage and love of the sea of many generations of fishermen. Preserving and developing the sardine profession is to preserve a part of the soul of the sea, contributing to building a green, humane and sustainable marine economy for the present and for the future. Furthermore, the sardine trawl fishing industry can also become a driving force for the development of other supporting industries such as food processing, shipbuilding, fishing gear manufacturing, and maritime transport. Seafood processing plants in coastal areas not only need raw materials from sardines but also need labor, modern production technology, and product distribution systems. This creates a strong value chain, from fishing to processing and consumption, contributing to improving the productivity and economic value of the seafood industry. Shipbuilding and fishing gear manufacturing enterprises also benefit from the increased demand for new fishing vessels, trawl nets, and fishing equipment, thereby promoting the development of supporting industries. In addition, the development of sardine fishing also helps to enhance the development of marine infrastructure areas such as fishing ports, seafood processing industrial parks, logistics service centers, and cold storage systems. Modern fishing ports not only serve the loading and unloading of seafood but also act as an important connection point between fishermen and trading partners, expanding export opportunities and consuming seafood products in international markets. Logistics services such as shipping, refrigerated trucks, and cold storage have also been developed, creating stable jobs for local people. This not only contributes to the economic development of coastal areas but also improves the quality of life of fishing communities. Helping them escape poverty and stabilize their lives. Thanks to the close connection between industries and support from sustainable development policies, the sardine trawl fishing industry will be able to survive in the long term, contributing to building a prosperous marine economy and a stronger coastal community in the future. To achieve the above goals, building public-private partnership (PPP) models in the development of sardine fishing and related industries is extremely important. The government can support by creating a favorable legal environment and encouraging businesses to invest in infrastructure, processing technology, preservation, and export of seafood. Businesses also need to proactively research and develop cost-saving solutions, improve product quality, and create a variety of ready-made products from sardines to serve domestic consumption and export needs. This cooperation model not only brings economic benefits but also helps to enhance information and resource sharing among parties, creating sustainability for the fisheries industry and fishing communities. Another important factor creating sustainability for the fisheries industry and fishing communities. Another important factor is investment in education and vocational training for fishermen, especially in familiarizing them with new fishing methods and technologies. Training programs on modern trawler operation techniques, seafood preservation methods, and marine resource management skills will help fishermen improve their production capacity and protect the marine environment. This will help them not only maintain their fishing industry but also minimize negative impacts on the ecosystem, protecting the long-term development of the sardine fishing industry. In the long term, developing policies to protect and restore the marine environment will also play an important role in the sustainable development of the fishing industry. Marine protected areas, policies on the use of environmentally friendly fishing gear, and propaganda activities on the protection of marine resources are needed to ensure that the sardine fishing industry can survive in the long term without harming the marine environment. With the combination of science, technology, effective management and coordination between state organizations,